Now we got one more that we're going to draw here. In my picture there's a box sliding down a ramp. It's not really obvious that it's going in that picture, but it is. And so I've got a note here that there are some special considerations. When you have stuff on a ramp, you have to be careful with those ramps because there are angles. Other situations where there are angles are when you've got someone pulling or pushing at an angle. If your forces are at angles, you got to draw those at angles too, okay? So we're going to see what that looks like. So again, we've got to start with a dot. Actually, I didn't start with a dot here. I started with a line. That represents my ramp. That's going to help me make sure that I keep things oriented in a ramp. That'll help me make sure that I have taken into account that there's an angle in here when I draw the rest of mine. But I'm still going to start with a dot. There's my dot. Okay, on my ramp. Okay. Now my first one that I always draw is gravity. Even though my ramp is at an angle, gravity is still going to point straight down. So here's gravity, straight down. Notice it's not at an angle, it's straight down still, okay? And here's me labeling it as gravity, FG for gravity, okay? Now my normal force, because it's not falling down, I mean it is sliding down the ramp, but it's not falling down the ramp. It's not going through the ramp, so that ramp, it's at an angle, the ramp is still supporting it, so it's going to be at an angle, and it's perpendicular. Notice how I could draw, will it draw? There we go. It will draw a perpendicular angle right there. That's perpendicular. Okay, recognize that symbol from math class. That is a perpendicular angle. So my normal force is always perpendicular. Okay. And then as it goes down the ramp, friction is opposing that motion. So friction is going to be going up the ramp. So apparently I labeled it first and then I drew the arrow. So there's the arrow of friction going up the ramp. To be honest, friction is not pushing that hard. I should have drawn that arrow much shorter than I actually did. Okay, maybe like half as long. That arrow looks much too long to me in my drawing, but it is pointing in the right direction and it is representing a force that is on this box. Okay, so that is a couple of examples that of how we can draw some force diagrams. Sometimes there's only one force. Sometimes there's only two forces. Sometimes there's 5 forces. As long as we're making sure that all of the forces are represented, then we've done a good job drawing our force diagrams. If you have any questions at all, this is one of the harder topics that we're learning in this unit. Make sure you ask your teacher for help. Thanks for watching.